Grand Rising, everyone. May all beings be happy and free, and may my thoughts, words, and actions contribute in some way to this happiness and freedom for all. May this message be for the highest good of all who bear witness. Let us begin. Before I started this recording, I drew one from the Archangel's Lightworker deck, and this time I got number 18, Enhanced Protection for Beautiful Boundaries. And it is resided over by Archangel Raphael. Boundaries are important, both in the spiritual and in the physical. Oh, great spirit. Oh, that was quick. We got the Starman. Which is this deck's version of the Magician. And I was just speaking the other day on claiming this power of the Magician. I will blow your mind. The Starman is an attractor field through which we can observe the self we believe to be true. We are being invited to see the inherent nature of the human condition and look at what has been fashioned by culture through the ages, the belief and value systems we have simply adopted. His glorious presence awakens us to see another realm entirely, and in that resonance, seemingly irrefutable facts are seen as fictions. We see the Starman bringing the seed of transformation to the world, carrying the weapon that compels us to self-destruct in one hand and the golden key that unlocks our supreme potential in the other. The luminous one descending to earth with his arms outstretched, the alien Messiah, a vision of ecstatic color, light, and fire, molecular world streaming tendrils of life-giving substance. Traveling through space, surrendered in time, ripples in the exosphere, his presence shimmering with ancient symmetries, waiting for the moment to reveal his power, because he knows it will blow our minds. A palpable sense of creative potency hangs in the air, a hidden potential demanding to be realized. The dissolving of the Starman's solid form into the golden pool of liquid light, the sheer willingness to melt himself down to be reborn as something fresh, something new, yet containing all the elements woven from the past, is a powerful metaphor. We too can place the personality and the various jaded facets of ourself into the flame of the creative fire to be reconfigured in ever more liberating, expressive, and complex ways. We must throw ourselves into the white-hot flames, and despite this heat and sheer intensity, know that we can never disappear. To boldly confront the fear of destroying that which we cherish, something complete and comfortable, with great intrinsic value, and yet be courageous and break it down. To trust the starman as he propels us towards the possibility of discovering what we didn't know that we didn't know, revealing the raw components of life, with all of the thoughts, frailties, passions, and anxieties, which can now be transformed and recombined into something powerful, impactful, extraordinary. He knows power does not come from him, but through him, and he wields it with absolute integrity, creating something magical out of nothing. The Starman offers us the elixir, a constant visual theme and quest in my work with Bowie. This is David DeAngelis. He did album artwork for David Bowie. How to create images that brought things to the surface to be seen, felt, and ultimately to be healed of its own destruction. We must risk our own destruction, risk our own failure, and embrace what appears to be a mistake. Bowie seized upon things that would have been viewed as insignificant, and these were often the things that bore the most fruit. He wasn't afraid to pull things apart that already looked finished, to reveal something unexpected and significant. When the Starman appears, it is a signal to see what elements of your life can be reinvented and rethought in order to create and reveal something extraordinary. He is calling you to discover your full creative potential. Manifest your reality. Ideas are communicated and brought into the physical world with ease. You have everything you need to create the world you desire. Reconfigure yourself in liberating, expressive, and complex ways. Well, that's a fun start. I'm always glad to see the Starman come out. And I love when the card looks like it's interacting with the grid. Because when I drew this originally, I didn't intend to use it for tarot, but it works out perfectly a lot of times. Channeling both the dark and light aspects of each card into the center card. And I bought a poster board, and I've not gotten around to it yet, but I'm going to draw a different version of this, but larger. That way I can incorporate more cards into the geometry. It'll be amazing. Okay. Let's get a masculine principle. We got the devil, shadow self, attachment, addiction, temptation, destructive behavior, materialism, codependency, toxicity. Reversed, releasing limiting beliefs, exploring dark thoughts, detachment, freedom, restoring control, resentment, lack of will. You are only limited by what you believe is possible. Let's see. Alright, we're going to start putting these, rather than sideways, on these side ones here. Since it has both meanings on the card, we're going to put the darker aspect lining up with the dark strand of the DNA, and then the light aspect with the light strand. better incorporating it in with the grid itself. So this one would go this way. Alright, now let's get a feminine aspect to either work on, assist us to be transmuted, whatever may need to be. Feminine aspect for the Starman to find balance. Let's see. The Ace of Cups. Love, compassion, creativity, new feelings, spirituality, intuition, new baby, proposal, marriage. Reversed, emotional loss, blocked creativity, emptiness, self-love, intuition, repressed emotions. Open your heart and receive the emotions around you. While aces signify potential or new beginnings, because it's the beginning of the revolution, cups represent emotion, so emotional aspects of self. And the ace also represents Kether, which is the divine light, or the ether from which all things emanate. That's why you normally see the aces depicted with a hand coming from a cloud in the sky. That represents the idea is there, but it still has to travel through the rest of the tree and be filtered through Yesod before it reaches physical reality. Which Malkuth is physical reality. That's number 10. And number 9 is Yesod. That is where all things are processed and purified before bringing them into the physical. The conduit through which the ether manifests into matter. We are Yesod. That is who we are. That is what we are. We are this filter that these concepts and forces are balanced within and filtered through for the Most High to bring things into the physical. And the devil can represent duality. And I like to think of it as before the union of the divine masculine and feminine within oneself. Because they are in chains, they are unable to unite, and the illusion that they are separate is sustained. But they are only within these chains because they are deceived into thinking they are trapped. At any time they can free themselves, aka finding that union within oneself. You just have to balance the masculine and feminine. Now let's call upon a higher aspect. An aspect for which the starman can use, or a concept for which the starman can bring into reality. For the highest good of all. We got the star again. The star keeps wanting to come out. Hope, calm, healing, faith, purpose, renewal, spirituality, fortune, good omen, rejuvenation. Reverse, lack of faith, despair, discouragement, insecurity, self-trust, disconnection. All your dreams are coming true. Let's do this. We're going to bring this here. Put this here. To direct the energy. Okay. Now let's get a lower aspect that either needs to be transmuted, worked on, balanced, a driving force to bring these dreams into reality. Anything of the lower planes to help us navigate in the power of the Starman. We got the Four of Wands. Celebration, joy, harmony, marriage, engagements, home, reunions, community, domestic happiness, creativity, freedom. Reversed, personal celebration, inner harmony, conflict with others, lack of support, breakdown in communication, home conflict, transience. Be ready for every opportunity you have worked for. Alright. Now that the energetic structure has been laid out, the time for romance has come. See it as an opportunity for a radiant life. Oh, that one went flat. It's time for a change. Do not wait or put off decisions any longer. And with this romance card, it could be romance with self. It came out for underneath the devil, so it could be the balancing of the divine and feminine, or the divine masculine and divine feminine, in order to find that sacred union within yourself. Or it could be a potential partner on the horizon. And it is time for a change. Do not wait or put off decisions any longer. That's pretty self-explanatory. So standing in the position of the alchemist, the starman, to bring these dreams into reality through the balancing of outer communion and inner communion. And we do this by releasing ourselves from the devil, the temptation, finding that balance between divine masculine, divine feminine, and by bringing this potential for emotional fulfillment into reality through the alchemist, through spirituality and intuition. And also it says here, new baby, proposal, and marriage. So maybe somebody's got a marriage coming. Maybe you're already in a relationship and it's about to go into the next stage. I don't know, there's infinite possibilities. Alright, let's get a few of these. Honestly, it's probably both. There's probably some of you that has a new partner on the horizon. There's probably some of you that is in a relationship. and about to take the next step. And if you are in a relationship and have been thinking about taking the next step, it says here, do not wait or put off decisions any longer. But be careful that you're not in codependency. So be honest with yourself and navigate accordingly. Navigate from this position. The alchemist, the magician. We have bend, don't break. The benefit of getting grounded and developing strong roots is the ability to bend when the storm comes, so you don't break. And we have rebirth and immortality. Accept the cycles of change in your life. Let go of the dead things in order to ensure the birth of fresh blooms. Your roots are the source of creation. Now it's funny, I drew this and I normally lay them out in kind of the same pattern, but this one came out right here where it says it's time for a change, and this one says accept the cycles of change. So change is in the air, which isn't it always? Things are constantly changing, evolving, even from moment to moment. Change is a natural course of action. So don't get stuck in the past, for the past is but a memory. The future is but a dream. But right now is everything. The blessing of omnipresence. Breathe in light and breathe out any unwanted thoughts. Dwelling on what has been or might have been serves no purpose. Feel the healing omnipresent light that surrounds and fills you. Focus on the present, for it is blessed with infinite potential. Well, if that isn't confirmation, I don't know what is. See, that is why I chose the name Perpetual Emergence. And you probably hear that, and you might understand it in a mental level, but really allow yourself to feel what that means. To perpetually emerge is like a lotus constantly in bloom. It is the never-ending process of coming into being. That is our position of the magician, or the starman, the alchemist. Because the present is the only time we have to act, to navigate. And if you're honed into the now, you can learn to steer upstream, as I like to call it. It's like you start steering in the present because you foresee an event coming in the future, and you steer in order to set yourself towards that timeline. But as it says here, things are in change. Everything constantly changes. Every time we make a decision, it branches the reality that we exist on, based on the result of the decision we make. So for as many options as there are to choose from, there's that many alternate realities that exist. But our power lies in that choice, and you can only make that choice if you're in the present. Otherwise, you might make that choice habitually off of subconscious processes that have been established over time. And that is why meditation is important. It helps you to hone into the now and to stay grounded. Because when you're grounded, you really think about the effect that your choice is going to have. And when you claim that power, it truly allows you to navigate, to steer yourself towards the type of life that you want to live, that you're meant to live. That is the only way. The past may be a lesson for us to learn from to help us in the now. The future might be an idea to dream of for that what we hope to come in the future now. But now is the only time that we truly have to put any effort into anything, to change anything. No matter what time it is, it's right now. We're surfing one long wave of now through our entire life. And we may change, we may grow, we may evolve, but it's always now. That's the important takeaway from all of this so far. Now is all you got. So be here now. Sounds simple, right? Well, the mind and the world is constantly trying to pull us from this center. Get us stuck in the past. Get us hoping and dreaming, daydreaming about the future. Which is fine, there's nothing wrong with that. But now is your power. That's where your power's at. There's no power in the past. There's no power in the future. These are all mental constructs that don't exist anymore. The past doesn't exist anymore. The future doesn't exist yet. All we have is now, right now. Alright, let's get a couple of these to seal the deal. We have evolution. Risk versus reward. Get out of your own way. You're on the right track. Spiritual. Okay, let's change this up a bit. Okay. I'm gonna take these. Spiritual evolution. You're on the right track. Get out of your own way. Always balance the risk versus reward in the now. And let's get one more. And you will become unstoppable. So spiritual evolution, you're on the right track. Keep going, but get out of your own way. Weigh the risk versus rewards in any situation, and you will become unstoppable in the ever-present now. Accept and surrender to the cycles of change. Learn to adapt as you navigate in the now. Don't wait or put off any decisions you've been dwelling on. And if you enter conflict or something creating resistance, allow yourself to bend, but don't break. Don't allow yourself to be moved, but sway with the wind. And the potential for romance is here, or you're in a romance that might be leading to a proposal. Let's see, free ourselves from the bondage of temptation. Rise above the attachment to worldly desires. free your divine masculine and divine feminine and bring them into a balance so that they may marry and you may walk out a being with a sacred union within yourself. This is the alchemical hermaphrodite. This is the desire of the alchemist. And you can only do this in the now. Breathe in light and breathe out any unwanted thoughts. Dwelling on what has been or might have been serves no purpose. Feel the healing, omnipresent light that surrounds and fills you. Focus on the present, for it is blessed with infinite potential. The word omnipresence in itself means forever in the now. It is one now. You are the one honed into the now. We are omnipresent, or we can be, but it's the infinite direction that the now can go. One consciousness focused in the now that can go in any direction. Omnidirectional means any direction, basically. So omnipresence is the any direction that the present can go. And when we're in this position of the magician or the alchemist, we wield our staff ready to do the magic that is transmuting our now into what we want it to be. That is the ultimate goal of anything. I can't say it enough. That's the only time we truly have to do anything about anything. So if you're stuck in the past or in la la land in the future of what you think might happen, then you're not moving your own pieces. And if you're not moving your own pieces, then somebody else is. Whether it be your subconscious programming or the higher powers that be in the world, whoever it is, somebody's moving them if you're not moving them. So I suggest you learn a process to hone you into the now. There's many, many ways to do this, whichever way works for you. But become acquainted with being present now. And then you claim your power. See, the last video was about claiming your power. Well, this is how you claim your power. This is how you do it. It's literally telling you. And it's important to not get in your own way. Usually we are our biggest enemies in obstructing our power through whether it be self-doubt or belief systems that lead us to think certain ways about ourselves that tell us, oh, well, we can't be powerful, we can't do this, I don't have any power, God has all the power. Well, God is within us. We are God. God is us. Everything we exist in is God. It's like a toroidal field of God, but it's all God. We are just aspects of God. We're not God in totality, but we're still God. So place that power within yourself, because God is in you. God isn't in some far out corner of the universe, even though it is. It's out there. If it exists, it is it. But rather than seeking it out there, seek it within your own self. By making this transition in your mind, you're moving that power into where it rightfully belongs, and that is within you. this becomes the driving force for change. This is the first step to change anything in this world. Getting that power back within us where it belongs. Sitting in your throne, ready to navigate with certainty, with trust, with appreciation, with gratitude. This is how we take the steps to make change. And it all starts with self. If we work on ourselves, like I was saying in the last video, it's a river flowing both ways. By working on self, we're changing the vibration of the collective. By changing the vibration of collective, we're changing self. It becomes a self-perpetuating cycle of increase. And that is the goal. That is the mission. We want this cycle to perpetuate and increase, not decrease. Because now it's in decrease. Well, it's starting to transition. There's more and more waking up to this aspect of things, and it is creating a change which will grow exponentially. And once the ball gets rolling, the momentum will carry it forwards. But for the longest time, it's been division, separation, self-doubt, contradiction, tearing each other down. And this is what has been flowing into the collective. So it makes perfect sense why the world has become the way it is, because of what's been going on the self level. All of ourselves is creating the collective energy. That's what that is. And then that in turn is trickling back down into the selves, perpetuating that type of behavior. That's why it is of utmost importance that we change the self. When we take conscious control of ourselves, of our own actions, of our own behavior, everything else will unfold naturally. We don't have to try to change the collective. All we have to do is choose to change ourselves, and the collective automatically changes. And eventually, if enough of us do this, our conscious effort is going to overwrite all the negative decrease that's in the collective. I mean, it's always going to be there. It's the polarity of all things, and it's necessary in order for us to have understanding of either extreme. It's through the contrast that both extremes find the meaning. But it's severely unbalanced, and we need to turn that coin over. Balance the scales, so to speak. Okay, the flow has stopped, so I believe I've said everything that I needed to say. Oh. There's the top ones. I mean, I told you what they were. I didn't realize they weren't in frame. But once again, friends, claim your power of self by stepping into the now and navigate consciously towards the life that you want to live. I hope this has been insightful. I hope it has helped in some way. And I hope you all have a lovely day.